Welcome to The Explainer. So today we are tackling something that literally every modern educator wrestles with, implementing tech in the classroom. Usually we get super hyper-focused on the shiny new platforms, right? But today we're shifting gears. We're moving away from simply asking if we can use a new tool, and instead we're navigating the heavy, real-world responsibility of how we should use it.
This idea right here anchors our entire discussion today. Bringing technology into the classroom massively expands learning opportunities, for sure, but it equally expands your professional responsibility. Think about it. You're handling learners' work, their images, their data, and their identities in digital spaces where things can be copied and shared in an absolute instant.
To make sense of all this, let's just quickly map out our agenda. We're going to cover 1. The Responsible Tech Framework, 2. Legal issues and copyright, 3. Ethics, plagiarism, and AI, 4. Social safety and cyberbullying, and finally 5. The Responsible Educator. Let's dive in.
Okay, Section 1, the Responsible Tech Framework, balancing legal, ethical, social, and pedagogical needs.
What's really brilliant is how this framework takes a massive, sometimes overwhelming concept and breaks it down into 4 actionable pillars. Good technology use has to tick 4 crucial boxes. First, it's got to be legally compliant, meaning we respect copyright and permissions. Second, it must be ethically honest, promoting fairness. Third, it absolutely has to be socially safe, protecting the well-being of our learners. And fourth, pedagogical. It actually needs to offer genuine learning value. If a tool fails even one of these rows, well, we really have to rethink using it.
Moving to Section 2, Legal Issues and Copyright, protecting creators while supporting learning.
It is absolutely essential we get this definition down. Copyright protects original creative works, so we're talking everything from books and slides to worksheets and software. It gives the creator total control over how their work is copied, shared, or adapted. And the reason we need to highlight this is because there is a massive misconception in education. Just because a resource is sitting right there, easily accessible online, does not mean it's free to copy. Open availability does not automatically equal free use.
Now, you might actually recognize some of these. It is incredibly easy to accidentally violate a creator's rights while you're just trying to build a good digital lesson. Have you ever copied a full textbook chapter and dropped it into a class WhatsApp group? Or maybe grabbed an image straight off Google without checking for a Creative Commons license? What about, removing the original creator's name from a worksheet just to make it look a bit cleaner? These are daily occurrences in classrooms, and honestly, they're all copyright violations.
To avoid those traps, I actually love using this simple 5-step mental checklist before uploading or distributing literally any digital material. First, just ask yourself, did I create it? If no, do I have permission? Is it openly licensed? Have I properly attributed it to the creator? And finally, is sharing it even necessary? If the answer to these is unclear, the rule of thumb is simple. Just don't upload or distribute the material until you verify it.
Okay, put yourself in this teacher's shoes for a second. Imagine uploading a paid workbook PDF to Google Classroom to help learners who just flat out cannot afford to buy the book. The intent is purely to help disadvantaged students. It feels like the right thing to do, doesn't it? But how would you handle this scenario legally?
The crucial takeaway here is that while this teacher's heart was absolutely in the right place, good intention does not cancel out legal responsibility. Permission, licensing, and attribution still legally apply no matter what. The teacher should have sought school-approved resources, used open educational resources, or just linked to legal, free alternatives instead of handing out a paid product.
Let's transition to Section 3, Ethics, Plagiarism, and AI, redefining academic honesty.
By defining plagiarism this way, we quickly see it isn't just about copying and pasting text anymore. It's a whole new ballgame. It includes ideas, images, paraphrasing without citation, and critically today, using AI-generated work dishonestly. Plagiarism is fundamentally a breakdown of academic honesty, not just a mechanical problem of copying. And learners often do this because of poor time management, fear of failure, or sometimes just because assignments are way too easy to copy.
And that leads us to this really powerful realization. Good assessment design reduces plagiarism. Instead of just policing learners who might be acting out of panic, educators have to design authentic tasks connected to local realities. We need to require drafts, maybe oral explanations, and use rubrics that actively reward original thinking. Let's be real, if an assignment can be perfectly completed by a single copy and paste, the assessment itself probably needs a redesign. So AI is obviously an incredibly powerful tool, but we have got to draw a clear boundary. On one hand, AI is fantastic for brainstorming, explaining tough concepts, or checking grammar, but it crosses a massive ethical line when it substitutes the learner's own thinking. Submitting AI work as personal work, hiding that you used it, or using it to invent fake sources, those are major ethical breaches.
This right here is a classic modern dilemma. Imagine a student hands in a highly polished essay with completely non-existent sources, but they look at you and claim, "Hey, I only used AI to help me." Take a second and ask yourself, what clear rules or dialogues need to be established in your classroom to deal with this fairly? Because true fairness requires evidence, open dialogue, and preemptively clear rules.
The ultimate takeaway for this pillar is perfectly summed up right here. AI should support thinking, not replace it. Learners have to be taught to disclose AI support when it's required, and teachers must set explicit boundaries. That way, technology acts as a scaffold for genuine learning, rather than just a handy tool for faking it.
All right, moving right along to Section 4, Social Safety and Cyberbullying, Protecting Dignity in Digital Spaces.
What makes this definition so critical is the sheer scale of the environment it happens in. Unlike traditional schoolyard bullying that kind of stops when the final bell rings, online harm can follow learners right into their bedrooms. It happens through social media, LMS forums, gaming spaces, and it can reach a massive audience literally in an instant.
These behaviors can manifest in incredibly sneaky ways. It's not always obvious name-calling. We're talking about spreading rumors in a class group chat, sharing private screenshots, creating a fake account just to mock someone, or, and this one is huge, intentionally excluding a peer from online group work. These actions cause immense anxiety and shame, and they absolutely destroy a learner's academic performance and trust. Think about the immediate damage control needed when things go horribly wrong. Just imagine, a learner makes a mistake during a presentation, someone records it, shares it in a class WhatsApp group with mocking comments, and suddenly that student refuses to ever present again. How do you respond? As an educator, you must take every single report seriously. You have to preserve the evidence, protect the victim from further harm, and actively educate the rest of the class on respectful digital conduct. Consent and dignity always matter.
Because, at the end of the day, safety is a learning condition. Let me just repeat that for emphasis. Safety is a learning condition. If a student doesn't feel safe, they simply cannot learn. Full stop. This is exactly why actively teaching digital citizenship, things like pausing before you post, using respectful language, protecting personal information, is absolutely non-negotiable for prevention. It turns passive technology use into responsible participation.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the Responsible Educator, the Ultimate Decision Maker.
Remember, technology itself doesn't magically make a classroom better. It's completely neutral. It is your professional judgment that protects learning, creativity, and trust. You are the one who ensures copyright is respected, academic honesty is upheld, and digital spaces remain safe. The teacher is, and always will be, the ultimate ethical and pedagogical decision maker. I'm going to leave you with that provocative thought to chew on as you design your next digital lesson. Are you just bolting on flashy tools, or are you actually fostering a culture of true digital responsibility? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I will catch you in the next one.